Welcome back to Atlanta Tech Edge. I'm Angel Maldonado. The title of serial entrepreneur has become over-glamorized in some circles, when in reality, building a company from the ground up takes grit, perseverance, and ability to believe when nobody else does, and there's nothing glamorous about that. With 25 years of entrepreneurial and business development experience, Kevin McGee knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's the founder and CEO of Avid Entrepreneurship, and he joins us now with more. Kevin, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me, Angel. Good to be here.
Well, I love what you're doing in the startup space.
Yes.
And the way you're helping entrepreneurs really get the tools and the know-how they need to build successful companies.
Right.
But before we talk about the company, talk about where your passion comes from.
Yeah, I think, my passion comes from, like a lot of entrepreneurs, I've had a lot of failures, more failures than successes. But it's those failures that really kind of help make you stronger.
Wait, but nobody talks about the failures. You're saying that entrepreneurs fail?
Entrepreneurs fail all the time, Angel. And I think that's one of the things that we try to focus on more at Avid, is really trying to help you understand how to fail, move past that failure, and eventually be successful. So we work with a lot of first-generation entrepreneurs who are primarily entrepreneurs in a startup space, and we help them understand how to be better businesses and better business people.
And why entrepreneurship? What do you see about entrepreneurship that not only can help the individual, but help the community as a whole?
Right. Yeah, I think if you look at any sort of entrepreneurial effort around the country, particularly here in Atlanta, you can see it every day. You look at areas like the old Fourth Ward, Georgia Tech Square, and you see how small businesses and entrepreneurship have really helped to just revitalize those areas. And so in my mind, entrepreneurship is one of the great ways that we can just kind of help level the playing field and give everybody an opportunity to be successful.
And everybody, no matter where they come from, here in the States, in America, is that type of climate where you can get up, go start a company, and hustle your way to the top.
Yeah, and maybe even be a billionaire by the time you're 25 if you're in the tech space, right? So I mean, it's limitless possibilities.
But it's not as easy as it seems. And so I think a lot of times when you were telling me about your business, it made so much sense because there's so many entrepreneurs that don't get a head start.
Right.
While the ones that do, that have generational money and generational experience and contacts, really are a different starting spot.
Right. Definitely. So I started my first business when I was 23, and it was a manufacturing company. I had no experience in manufacturing. I had no experience in getting patents. I had no experience in intellectual property, and it ended in a horrendous way. But we were able to bounce back from that. So from some of those experiences and some of those failures, we've decided that we really want to do what we can to devote our time and our energy and our talents to helping entrepreneurs kind of shorten that learning curve, because there is a learning curve to entrepreneurship.
And so what are some of those things that you offer?
Yeah, so we offer coaching, we offer counseling, we offer opportunities to connect them to business resources, financing, helping them to understand what types of businesses they want to start, helping them get a better understanding of the industries that they're in, particularly in the tech space with a lot of the startups. One of the things that people don't really think about is that tech companies are particularly good at their technology, whatever it may be. A lot of the tech company founders are younger than your average entrepreneur. So at the same time, we help them understand the business of running a tech business. They're two very different things. So we try to help them understand how to do that and do that more efficiently.
Right, because so many founders have an idea.
Exactly.
They're creative, they're passionate about their purpose, but the business side of it may get maybe harder to really develop.
Exactly, and particularly for those who don't have the fortunate ability to be picked up by, let's say, an investor, an angel investor who has the ability to offer management expertise. There's still a ton of entrepreneurs out there who want to continue their dream, whether that's a tech startup or a regular startup. And so we try to help them continue and complete and realize their dreams.
But regular startups also use technology.
Definitely.
But what's the feel like? How do they receive technology? Your average entrepreneur, your average person that may be starting, to be a mechanic and or whatever it is that they're starting up. How do they respond to the possibility of implementing technology?
Yeah, I think that's one of the areas where we have a lot of room to grow. I think, in particular, when you look at a lot of the current apps that are out there now in terms of scheduling apps, email apps, social media apps, regular entrepreneurs do not take enough advantage of those types of things. And I think that we need to really do a lot more to kind of bring those things to the forefront, because it can really help them grow their businesses and expand their businesses, in a very quick and a very, very efficient way.
Well, you started telling me a little bit about your story before, about the first time you started a company. I think you said at 23.
23, yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that journey.
Okay. It was a long journey, painful journey, and still on that journey. I think, entrepreneurship is just a journey, you know, it's a lifelong journey. You know, I started the first company at 23. It was a manufacturing company. We manufactured a small product. We manufactured 10,000. We sold a whopping 1,000, so I have 9,000 in the back if you'd like to take one home. Yeah, I still have some if you'd like to take some home. But, you know, went from there, went into the hospitality industry for several years, owned several restaurants, food service facilities, things of that nature. Owned a couple consulting companies, and sort of ended up with the Avid entrepreneurship product, just kind of out of all of those sort of, I guess, frustrations and sort of, you know, painful things. But, you know, definitely have had a long road to entrepreneurship and continue to move forward and hopefully have a lot longer to go.
Was there a big break? Was there one of those that really helped you turn the corner?
Yeah, ironically, one of our biggest contracts when I had one of my hospitality companies was with Georgia Tech. So I was kind of exposed to that technology space very early on. And I think that, you know, just looking at the types of businesses that were in that area just continued to make me even more excited about being an entrepreneur and really about doing this thing in terms of helping entrepreneurs build better businesses.
And so you not only focus on the consumer, but also trying to find those contracts where you can get your product out there and your service be able to serve more people.
Definitely. I mean, I think, you know, when you're working with small business owners, you really have to help them realize just the full spectrum of that business cycle, you know, from developing their product or their service to marketing it, to getting it out to the market. And then once they do start to make profits, helping them understand how to, you know, better manage their money, better manage their funds, and really just kind of better position themselves to hopefully one day be a very successful company.
So you're on the board of trustees at Morehouse College,
Yes, I am.
Morehouse School of Medicine,
Yes.
president of the Alumni Association
Yes.
at Morehouse. You're very involved with the college students here in Atlanta. Talk about some of the initiatives that you've been dreaming about and trying to implement so that the students at the HBCUs can really get an opportunity to start their own companies.
Yeah, one of the discussions that I think is being held widely in the tech space is just kind of the lack of emphasis on the technology in our HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. And so one of the things that we're doing, particularly in the AUC, is we're getting ready to start a chapter of what's called the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization, which is a national membership-based organization for college entrepreneurs across the country. And so our hope is that by doing that, we'll continue to offer better resources for those students to kind of become better entrepreneurs and grow their businesses.
Well, thank you so much for being here today and for
Thanks
what
for
you're
having
doing
me.
for our students and
Awesome.
the community. So we wish you the best. And if you want to find out more, go online and check out the website, avidentrepreneurship.com. And we'll be right back with more cool stuff and interesting people after a short break. Stay right there.